This is Jeremiah the Prophet coming back at you with another video. And this video is going to be about Black History Month. And this is Bassett. It's black, especially this video being about Black History Month. I gotta show you Bassett. Bassett is a cat goddess. I don't know everything about her, but I know that she could protect your home. Just treat her nice. She love sweet things like honey, stuff like that. And just treat her nice, please. But carry on. What I want to talk to y'all today about Black History Month. I see a lot of people. We can turn up about any other thing. We will go to a shoe company, you know what I'm saying, and turn up. But I have not seen not even at least one block party, you know what I'm saying, for Black History Month. Like, we not turned. And maybe that is because one of the main reasons Black History Month was created. And it was created because they not really teaching us our history before slavery. All our history we get to be is this brainwashed history. Like, and it ain't that it's fake, but it's also used as a form of control, in my opinion, because all we see is, slavery and segregation, and you being on the foot of white supremacy. You don't get to see how we ruled the world. And I'm going to reintroduce y'all to this book, African Origins of Civilization, Religion, Yoga, Mysticism, and Ethic Philosophies, volumes 1, 2, and 3 by Dr. Mu'atta Ashby, if I said that right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we turned up for every other thing, you know what I'm saying? For people who don't even care for us, like, for example, we love the hat. I'm gonna put Tim's first, like Timberlands. You know what I'm saying? Since I had made my public apology video. We love them Tims because we see our favorite celebrity wearing those. We love these items because we see our favorite celebrities wearing them or using them. But these companies don't really respect us as Black people. They don't care about us as Black people. Like, it's already documented that the CEO of the company, Timberland, they say they prefer Black people not to wear their shoes. And for it to even be broadcast, for even to get out there is a reason why I see they don't respect us as Black people. They don't care. You supporting people who giving you they behind the kids. Another example is like, we love the hell out of Mercedes-Benz, and I used to say that's my favorite car company, you know what I'm saying? But I don't have no favorite car company. But they slayed our people. If you look up Maji Rebellion, and I'm pretty sure they put our ancestors in the Holocaust. A little Black history for you. Maji Rebellion. You can look at my wall, and you will see that. And everybody else get a reparation except us. Like, we been through a Holocaust too. What you call being hung on trees? You know what I'm saying? What you call being... We couldn't even get reparation for our ancestors who had to step in ant beds to pick cotton and do things to build this nation for other man's benefit. And y'all just walk around like everything all good and ain't nothing wrong. But that is a nothing wrong lie. Because our people is being oppressed. Gentrification is a real thing. Also, another example, this is not about products, but this is another example of how our people is under attack. There's documents that you can research is Black Wall Street, Oklahoma. Black Africa. And I'm not telling y'all this for y'all to be scared like, oh man, if you try to build our Black community, how that was, oh man, we should just be scared. I mean, You guys can kill each other up at parties and clubs and fight, but you scared. Do you see what have happened to you as a person, as a black person or so-called black person? But I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of black history too in this video from out this book. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, even though I could, and I might do that, read the whole book for a video and teach like a teacher. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I want y'all to understand. Number one lesson from the prophet to the class is about culture. Now, when we read Western culture, let you know. Reading a real book. You know what I'm saying? Not just reading in here. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's real. Western culture. For the purpose of this study, Western culture constitutes the traditions, belief, and productions of those who have developed societies in the western part of the continent of Asia, Europe. Europe, did y'all get that? And who see this part of the world as their homeland. Did y'all get that? Black people. Western culture, see that part of the world as their homeland. Or view the world from the perspective of the traditions, including religion and norms of that region, Eurocentric. Now you can view the world, you know what I'm saying, from that Eurocentric, but understand that came from Asia and Europe. This includes the United States of America, Canada, as well as other countries which have societies that are descendants from European colonial rulers, and which control the governments of the former colonies, including Australia, New Zealand, and etc. Also including are countries where the political order is supported or enforced neocolonialism or capitalistic globalism by the Western countries. In a broad sense, Western culture is a way of thinking that has spread far afield and now includes all who adopts the philosophy, norms, and customs of that region, including secularism and religions that are predominantly Christian, followed by the Jewish, Hebrews, and Islamic. Now let's go down and we finna read African culture. For the purpose of this study, African culture or Southern culture constitutes the tradition, belief, and production of those people who have developed societies in the continent of Africa, sub-Saharan countries, and who see this part of the world as their homeland. Black people, and who see this part of the world as their homeland. Or view the world from the perspective of the native traditions, including religion and norms of that region, Afrocentric in a broad sense. African culture is a way of thinking that includes all who adopt the philosophy, norms, and customs of that region. So this is why I do not participate in Western culture, and I'm spiritual. I follow the teachings, or at least try to follow the teachings from Dogon tribe, Zulu tribe, you know what I'm saying? Try to learn all African spirituality. But from my other teachers, that became, you know what I'm saying, one of my favorite people to look into when it comes to philosophy. But I'm not saying that I know, you know what I'm saying, everything about, you know what I'm saying, the Dogon tribe and the Zulu tribe. I'm still learning. I'm a baby in that philosophy. Now, I did used to believe in Hebrew, but you see, as I read, that comes from the Western culture. It's not African culture. I also want to show the people how Africans was the first people to inherit this earth. If I can find it quick enough, because I don't want to hold y'all up too long and make a bad video. I'm gonna show y'all this. That right there That is the Spence for all the people who don't know. And why you see the nose shot off is because it have been shot off because it looks like our nose, black people nose. It's in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? What are those pyramids at? So of course, you know, somebody brown, people of color, you know what I'm saying? All these words that we've been given have created those pyramids. That was Egypt. The Egyptians has created those pyramids. And how do Egyptians look according to this book? You see a picture of two different kind of men. Okay, you see those? I'm gonna read those just in case you couldn't see it. The first one says ancient Egyptian. It's hard, son. And the second one say ancient Nubian. And what I want y'all to know, what else I want y'all to know, because I know I'm kind of skipping through things. I might make a video of me reading this whole book, and we can try to learn this stuff together. Or I'll try to learn some of this stuff as a teacher, and get that education that we don't have, that we didn't get. Now Nubia, I want to read the ancient history of Nubia. And by the way, I just heard a ringing into my ears. I don't know if that's a spiritual phone call, but I just want to say that. I'm finna read this little paragraph. History of Nubia. Let's say, modern Western archaeologists believe that the evidence shows that Nubia emerged by the year of 3800 BCE with a monarch system in place. They also consider that this monarch emerged some generations prior to ancient Egyptian pharaoh system. However, in light of the new evidence of the Spence, it is perhaps better to understand that the monarchy of Nubia as an outgrowth of the flowering of its own child, Egypt. The Great Spence bears witness to the existence of pharaohic systems as early as 10,000 BCE. So the Nubians who moved to Egypt prior to 10,000 BCE, now called Kemetic people, were able to flourish there, and the prosperity affected Nubia, and there too the same system of pharaohic rule and culture developed. I mean, it's a lot of good jewels that's in this book, you know what I'm saying? The relationship between Nubia and Egypt. Now as we read, Nubia is the father to the Egyptians. But let's read more. The situation between ancient Egypt and Nubia may be likened to the England and the United States. So the Ethiopians and the Egyptians got a relationship like United States and England. Well, at least they had. I don't know about now. I ain't been looking. Far from being a racial issue, it also happened that the child Egypt grew so to such stature and glory that it surpassed the parent. Now, that's something I like. You hear that? Now, did y'all get that? The child Egypt grew so good it surpassed the parent. And why I stopped to touch on that? Because that's what we should be doing. We should continue that legacy. You know what I'm saying? I believe we should. It's the real man image, instead of just, well, I maintained the child, I gave him a fish, now I'm finna throw him out to the world, you know what I'm saying, and say succeed. We should instead have businesses for our families, you know what I'm saying, so you can throw that child into that business, that man in that business, or even that woman into that business. That young man, young woman into that business that you have created for them, so they have a good chance without having to worry about no kind of white supremacy or any of that bull crap, because you, as that real man, gave them an opportunity where they can be their own bosses, where they can work for themselves. You know what I'm saying? We have to fight this world. So that need to change. Because if you see, and I see a lot of parents in competition with their children, and that's just backwards. Because if we, as we read, Egypt as the child of being from the Ethiopians have surpassed um, Ethiopia, and that's a good thing. That's what you should want to see. You should want to see them do better than you. Now, I wish I can find where it say how the Africans was the first people in control. I mean, the first people in the world. I want to read the Akhenaten period for y'all to let y'all know who we is. Now, you understand that the Egyptians and the Ethiopians were both people of color. Now, I want to show y'all something, because we ain't been taught our history. What our people was. They wasn't just know anybody. I'm not going to read the whole book because I don't want to bore y'all to death or run out of filming time. You know what I'm saying? But I want to read the Akhenaten period for y'all. A little close up for Black history, because ain't nobody doing nothing for Black history. I see a lot of man bashing women and women bashing man. And for the man who bashing women and the women who bashing man, it's Black History Month. We couldn't just have, at least next time, because this finna be over with. You know what I'm saying? This is the end of Black History Month. It's very fast. But I don't believe in Black History Month because every day is Black History for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to read this book as much as I can. It's a lifestyle. But yeah, could at least waited for the end of February. It's probably one of the shortest months, I think. I don't know. Now let's read the Akhenaten period though. The Hittites began expanding the Asia Minor and won over several assisted principles in the region of Amuntep Avi, later known as Akhenaten. I can't even pronounce some of these words, so please bear with me. You know what I'm saying? Ruled for approximately 18 years. During his reign, he developed the overwhelming interest in religion matters, including the discipline of nonviolence, so much that it became unwilling to use military orders that he felt would result in death of anyone. Thus, the pharaoh failed to support those princes who remained loyal, and shortly thereafter, Egyptian influence, even in Palestine and Syria, was diminished. What I want y'all to see is, I'm finna skip to this paragraph because I'm looking dead at it. I just want y'all to see how Egyptian was one of the first world superpowers in the Akhenaten period. Some more Black history. Akhenaten will signal a loss of power for Amun, and his philosophy to the time was resisted because at this time Egypt was a world superpower. Well, I see that. Egyptian was a world superpower. If you can see that, you know what I'm saying? This is a little Black history, you know what I'm saying? And I hope this will just motivate us, you know what I'm saying, to get ourselves right as a people. Black man, stop trying to throw your woman under the bus. We understand that the women got their effery and we got ours too. You know what I'm saying? And some of our effery is, look how we giving up on our women. Do you understand? If all of us was to reproduce with women other than Black women, our babies will be lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter, and eventually we will cease to exist. These great people, us, the African and the Black women, man. I try not to get y'all too much, but I gotta speak the real. I understand that a lot of y'all women grew up in households without a man in the household. But if you know that you didn't like that, You shouldn't be trying to raise, you know what I'm saying, your children in a household without a man. And why do I say that? You know what I'm saying? I understand a lot of men is abusive and shit. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of good men out here too. You know what I'm saying? That I see that women just don't give the time of the day. I see women going for the thugs and, you know what I'm saying, the drug dealers. And I understand in most of those, not all, but single parent households, that's what they breed. Thugs and drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? But dang, can you at least try to get a good man to try? You know what I'm saying? Can you not do everything in your power to mess up this man wanting to marry you and put a ring on your finger? Cause you got competition. These men, they love you and your worst self. You know what I'm saying? These men love to take advantage of you and bash you, and they've been taught self-hatred. It all stems on self-hatred. They're comparing you with all these other women. They saying you're not feminine. You know what I'm saying? And it is a lot of females that is toxic in nature, and I ain't saying that they is lying. You know what I'm saying? But we just can't go out like that, man. We not for sale. I can't just stand back and watch my people just fight us, eliminate us as a people. You know what I'm saying? So black women, man, I don't understand. I really don't understand your anger because yeah, you probably did not have the male figure, but you got to understand this. Before you blame the man, it ain't the man who's saying, well, it ain't, first of all, it ain't the man. The man could create his own business. So I blame the man on that for not taking action, creating their own business, who not, you know what I'm saying, doing all these stuff. But how could they know? Most of these men came from households without fathers. But it's not the man's fault. Because the man ain't offering welfare and hood and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And if I see the man, if I'm in the house, if the man in the house, oh, I can't, you can't have hood and welfare. That ain't the man's fault. The man ain't, it ain't Black Wall Street no more where you can go to a black business. You know what I'm saying? And got to deal with the hell of, you know what I'm saying, trying to have better options for you. You know what I'm saying, to give you what those people can give you, that welfare and that hood and that food stuff, your basic needs as a human being. You know what I'm saying? And not to mention a lot of these women who go on around and doing everything in their power just don't know how to act to prevent a man to even want to marry them by being promiscuous, disrespecting that man, not respecting his authority, not being feminine. You know what I'm saying? So before you be angry and take that out on us, you need to understand that. And you need to take some of that anger out on those kind of women that I have mentioned. And I don't think you should take anger out on nobody. I don't think you even should be angry. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to be angry, those are the people that you need to be taking the anger out on. Not us men. Because what you're doing is a crime against us as a people. You know, I understand you been taught self-hatred, man and women. You know what I'm saying? But it got to stop, man. Because this is not cool. We couldn't even put aside our self-hatred towards each other, projection of self-hatred towards each other. You know what I'm saying? For Black History Month. And that's a shame. That's a shame. But I don't want to keep this video too long. It's already been long enough. Thanks for everybody who have watched my video, supported my video. I appreciate all y'all likes, shares, and comments. And I'm out.